winning with a Stanley Cup.
Here it is for you guys. Enjoy.
Well, welcome to We the Thunder. I'm Schoolie. I'm home. Dash, he's over there, downtown Tampa. We both went to the game. I left a little bit earlier than him. Dash didn't
I left
get
early
to see
when we were meeting.
the game.
No,
And
I didn't.
I
We were firmly in control, and then I picked the wrong scooter. Never use a Bird scooter downtown. You know why? Because they don't have anywhere to put your phone and give you navigation. I was going back and forth because I couldn't keep up. And this is what happened. It's loud here. This is the place I felt I needed to come and be incredulous. Back-to-back overtime losses at home. Not what we're used to.
So I know you didn't get to see the end of it. Michael Sachs here saying Sergachev lost the game for us. He got the penalty in overtime, but I heard it from Eggblom on TV. I saw Gabby Shirley tweeting it out. Several people saying that was a penalty he had to take, going after Nylander there. So that wasn't what lost us for it.
Who gave up the third period goals?
Right.
I didn't watch. That's what I'm asking.
We're
4-1 lead when I left.
We're winning 4-1. That's what lost it for us.
Early in the third, I left. I was like, 18 minutes in the third period is when I walked out. You saw him out there trying to find people on the plaza. I changed up my routine tonight. I wore back in black for the 04. I got fucking socks and shoes on, which I never wear. 7 days a year, I put on socks and shoes, not flip-flops. I put them on today for this win. We were there. And now I don't know what to do. Now I feel like it's my fault that I left early for this show because I know I missed the last 2 nights or 2 games. Game 2 was technical difficulties. Game 3, literally, I was just overwhelmed with everything else that was going on, and I completely, honestly, no offense to anybody else, I just completely forgot the routine, and I forgot to bring my laptop with me, and I don't know. I mean, this isn't what we're used to seeing. But I will say that's the hungriest team we've played in 3 years since we got swept by Columbus. This is the hungriest team we've played. They have more to prove than even a Stanley Cup final matchup that we played over the last 3 years. That's still inexcusable to give up a 3-goal lead in the third period. In any team, anything you have to prove, anything you've done, it's inexcusable as far as I'm concerned. And that's not on Bassey. I can never believe that Bassey is the one that blew a 3-goal lead because I didn't see it. I wasn't there. I was trying to come back, and I thought we had it in the bag. I thought we had it in the bag, baby. I thought we were bag boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we're 2-2? Yeah, I thought we were here 2-2. I thought we were there. So I hopped on the scoot, trying to get back to my truck, trying to come back and find a place to do the show tonight live. And lo and behold, as soon as I get to my truck, Just from my boys.
Well, here was the thing: is you had Austin Matthews give up two. Austin Matthews scores 2 in the third. You had Morgan Riley score in the third. Those are the 3 goals that tied it up. I don't know how you're not watching those guys. One of them was a power play goal from Matthews. It was really good. It was a good goal. Cole didn't see him coming from behind the net, so that was on Cole. They just weren't clearing the pucks. It was pretty bad for really all game. They couldn't get the pucks out of their zone, and we've seen that this whole playoff series. We're seeing where it's hard for the Lightning to get in the zone. It was great to see Killer finally score in the last 2 years.
They dominated both of these games until it mattered.
What was that?
I'm getting fart sounds. Getting fart sounds.
Yeah, we can hear that too on here. Although I don't really. Did you say that the
I guess that this goes. Oh, here we go. We got Leafs fans walking in. Well, hey, I just want to say this. That's not baloney. You know I'm right. I'm saying right now, I'm shocked. I thought we had this in the bag after game 1. I thought that it was. Never mind. I'll be able to come back. I'll try.
Stash is having some technical difficulties there, so I'm going to talk for a little bit. They just didn't play good. I don't really think Vasi blew that game. I've seen some trade Vasi comments. That's absurd. Has he been the same this year? No. I think we saw last year people were starting to figure out that blocker side was the way to score on him. I think he needs more work on that. But this was a total team meltdown. You cannot let Austin Matthews get that open. You can't. And then O'Reilly, who's the one that beat you last game, you allow him to beat you again tonight and tie the game to take it into overtime. It's just something that you got to be watching for. Going into the third period, Emily was rocking. The team was feeling good. I'm looking at comments now. Cooper saying the series not over. You can debate that. Do I think the season's over? Not yet. Do I think we come back and win this series? It's going to be highly unlikely. It looks like Stash is back. Let's bring him back in. Nope. Hold on. You're muted. You got to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Stash. Stash is still having some technical difficulties because he hasn't unmuted himself, and it won't let me unmute him because he muted himself.
My bad.
There you go.
Forgot. No, look.
All right, what were you saying? Because we can see you.
Because he's been here forever and he's a true Leafs fan. But if you're gonna sit here and be a fan and then sit here and run shit like this, shit, I'm not admin. I can't focus. Damn it, I'm on my laptop. I don't get admin credits. I can't focus. But you know I'm right. You can know you're right. Get the fuck out of our chat, bro. We don't need that. I don't care if you support us for however long. I'm not here to have somebody pile on. Okay. But some, you blah, 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 blah. No, Vasi didn't blow. I promise you, the team in front of him, even though I didn't see it, didn't finish the job. Once again, I promise you, it's not Vasi. You can blame Vasi all you want, man. I'm going to tell you right now, anyone that wants to sit here and pile on, just walk. Fucking walk. Okay? Like Pantera and fucking walk. Because this team has worked their ass off for this community. This team has played their ass off for this community. This team has given everything to this community. And if you don't live here and you support this team, then I don't know if you know, but I know some of you do. And I'm never going to sit here and be like, oh, Cooch is over, JBB, fuck fire, JBB. You don't even fucking know, bro. We didn't have money. Who else were we supposed to trade for? You know I'm right. Please tell me who the fuck JBB was supposed to trade for with zero fucking cap money. Please tell me. Please. You're the best. You're better than fucking JBB. Tell me right now. Yeah. We, not Vassy. Not we. You don't even play the fucking game, man. There's no we. The guys on the ice that have played their ass off for this franchise, that have sold out the longest consecutive sellout in any fucking arena in the NHL. They played that game as a team. You know? Somebody is eventually going to lose to Toronto in the first round. Are they a piece of trash organization? Yes. Do they have a bitchy captain and a weak-ass owner and a weak-ass coach and a GM that has no class and is willing to argue with it? Yes, because they're on a hair. They're on the razor's edge to finally perform, to finally do something that's different. We are the litmus. We have the GM that does everything he can every season to make us more competitive. I'm not making excuses. I'm just being real. Somebody eventually is going to lose to the Leafs. And if you play them every year and you're finally depleted after 3 straight finals appearances and more hockey than any other team has played in the last decade, then yes, somehow they're going to finally find the way. They're going to find the way. Bro, good teams don't melt down. Good teams don't go to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 times in a row. Seriously, bro. What? I can't right now. I can't, dude. I'm not going to shit on my team. I'm not going to turn around and shit on my team. Because that's my team. It's been here since 2004 when I stepped on that plaza. That's my team. And they've built this city. They built this city. So if you want to come down and, calm down, you calm down trying to say fire JBB. You're the one that started it. All right, Thomas, calm me down. Let's bring in some facts. Come on, I went on my rant.
So, I think this was a total team failure. I don't think it was on any one person. The positives from this: great play by Killorn tonight. Finally scoring not 1 but 2 goals. Didn't score all of last year, so that's nice to see him scoring. Stammer finally gets his first goal of the playoffs. But hopefully it's going to be hard to win the next 3. There's no doubt about that. You're going to have to take it as a 1-game series every single game, no matter what. There is no best of anything now. It's a 1-game series from here on out. So they're going to have to go into Toronto. We saw they won game 1 decisively in Toronto. So they're going to need to do that again. They can't take these 4-1 leads and sit on them. 2 games in a row, we've sat on leads and didn't protect our net. Didn't keep the puck out of our zone. We got to get back to doing that. And it's going to start on, when is that, Wednesday? In Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I still believe, and I will still hold true to the belief that all the pressure is still on them to close out this series. The Lightning are still playing with house money, and maybe that's why we've given up a couple of leads at home and then lost in overtime, because this team isn't the same, but it's the same core. And even a good team, even a great team, sometimes needs to be woken up, needs to be shook, needs to see it. Do I believe in miracles? Well, shit. In 2004, I slept on that plaza, and then I watched the movie Miracle on the fucking parking garage. We started the plaza watch parties right here in 04. So yes, I do believe in miracles. I also understand that the law of averages is real in America and in everything. I don't know why I said America, but I mean in everything we do. The law of averages is real. Eventually, somebody's going to lose to the Leafs, and that's what I was the most afraid of coming into this. Truly, is that eventually someone's going to be the team that loses. We already lost to Columbus in the sweep after having the record-setting season. But I also still believe that there's not a lot of closing power in Toronto. We've seen it from their captain to their coach to their GM. They just bitch. They bitch and bitch. They came to our house and won a couple games. I think we can go to their house and win a couple games too.
But the difference with them, though, is they picked up O'Reilly, which turns out to be probably one of the best moves of any team so far that's in the playoffs and some of the pickups at the trade deadline. Their big stars are scoring. Kucherov and Point have not really lit it up like Matthews, Tavares, O'Reilly has. You have to get them in this game. Another thing that I think is an issue is that I really would love to separate Hagel and Cirelli on the PK and put them on separate PKs. I think that they both are great PK guys, and they really need to be separated and not on the same line. Toronto ends up scoring twice tonight on the power play. And I
never want to give Donnie Pepin credit because he basically just strips the shit out of us. But he did make one appropriate comment, and Coop didn't make adjustments after the first PK. Like that, and I love it. I love the way Coop just lets the guys play. But sometimes you gotta chirp in the postseason. Sometimes you gotta chirp, right, to the refs. Sometimes you gotta say something that means something. I do believe that if there's one thing that Coop is not doing right now is that he's believing his players are going to rise to the occasion, because he's always done just enough. And we've talked about this a few times in the last 3 or 4 years where we thought, he needs to coach more. Well, he relied on his players, and the players kind of coach themselves. At this point, it's time for him to actually go in there and be like, hey, you motherfuckers, do better. Do fucking better. Protect the lead. Like at home, this is unheard of for the Lightning in the last 4 years. Well, 3 years to the playoffs. It's unheard of to give up these late third period leads. This is something that the Lightning are known for. We didn't lose back-to-back games. We now lost 3 in a row in the playoffs. I mean, I really thought Coop had the answer, but I still go back and look at it. I still think it's a mistake that he didn't switch it back up and put Hagel on that top line and Stamkos on that second line, because I really believe that's when this team is the most dynamic. I really think that. Like it's you're hamstringing it when you know that the 3 basically most tenured players on this team, Stamkos, Cirelli, Killorn, have the best chemistry on this team, and you're refusing to go back to that, which is what started the season off so great, and putting Hagel on that top line. And he's clearly itching. He's itching. This is why I wore the hat tonight. That's why I switched it up. I got this hat on Hagel's hat trick night. That's why I wore this hat tonight. I switch it all up, everything. I'm actually wearing socks and shoes. I only wear flip-flops because I'm Florida man. But tonight we had it, and then we did it.
You know, I'm right. I didn't disagree with much of what he said tonight, but him saying Samsonov is playing better goaltending than Bassey, I don't think so. I didn't think Samsonov played that well tonight. Maybe
it's a very Bassy, and I don't understand why, but
two games ago, I think he did play better, but I didn't think Samsonov. The players just couldn't get the shots to the net, and when they were getting them to the net, they were kind of easy to see. You saw when they actually had the screen, when they had the side open, he wasn't outplaying them. They were getting it in there. I don't think they've outplayed Vassy tonight. I think it was the team that melted down.
Right? Maybe timing. Samsonov did not make the early saves. Maybe Vassy didn't make the late saves. But I'll have to sit back and when I get home, watch the highlights and see how they scored 3 because I just don't believe that. I just don't believe it's a goalie thing. I believe it's the guys in front of him right now, sort of being tired and not really having the Ryan McDonough example to sell out, right? Like, how many times did we give up a 6-on-5 goal in the last 3 seasons? Hardly ever, especially in the playoffs. Last game we did, right? And now this game, we give up 3 third-period goals after a 4-1, and then lose in overtime. I just, you couldn't change it. There's no way you're keeping McDonough. No way. There's no way. You ship out a Cirelli or a Sergachev to keep McDonough. That makes no sense, right? I don't know. And they all have trade clauses and everything else. Like, they're like, there's no way you're going to keep that team intact.
And then someone made a comment about the fourth line not being there. They haven't. Since Perry started out this series, they really have been pretty quiet. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Isimont in the next game.
Forget that Cernak is still out from an incredibly dirty hit.
And it's going to be interesting to see if Bunting, his suspension's now over with. So it's going to be interesting if they bring him in or if they leave Neves. I think they'll leave Neves. He's been actually pretty good.
He's a liability, right? He's a liability, and they played better without him.
Yep.
So it was a blessing in disguise that he took out arguably our top 2 or 3rd defenseman, and then by him being gone, addition by subtraction, basically for the Leafs, right?
Yeah, even Donnie saying Bunting will not be back. I don't think so either.
No, there's no way.
No, I think the Toronto fans wanted Neves in, and now that he's been in, I think they really love him up there. So I don't think Bunting makes it.
I'll tell you one thing right now. I'm never buying another auto part from O'Reilly ever again. Period. They've been my go-to auto parts for 5 years. Nope. AutoZone, you're back. You're back because I refuse, even as a Scotch-Irish man myself, to support anything O'Reilly. And I'm not even saying that he should have been gone after that hit. To point, because really there was nothing there. It's the goal that was disallowed is what really still gets me, right?
That ended up being allowed in the next game.
Right, and I literally turned on the Boston game as that play happened and saw them have good officiating and say, nope, we were wrong. Even though the whistle was blown, we reviewed it. The puck was available, and it went in. That's a good goal. That should have happened here. But I'm not going to live in the past. Well, I mean, I'll live in the past a little bit. 3 Stanley Cups. That's the way I'm living in the past. We are still – the window's not closed. The door's not closed. It's just been a long December, if you will, for the Lightning. And we're not done. I still believe this team can win 3 in a row. I absolutely believe this team can win 3 in a row against the Leafs.
My thing is if we can't keep using the excuse that they're tired. If they're tired, just lose it, get out, and rest up for next season.
I'm with you. Well, no, I don't want to use that excuse. I just want to get massacred by the people that don't understand all the things that would bring us, right? We'd finally be arrested for an actual run again next year instead of, oh, how do we even get to the preseason, let alone the regular season? Maybe they would actually be ready to fight proceeding. Maybe they could change it up and not have to play Toronto again if they weren't so worn out, right? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors in what can be going in this series. And could it be Toronto? Toronto got that second seed for a reason. We finished third. That means they were better than us in the regular season. This is what a number 2 and a number 3 matchup is supposed to look like. You see the same thing with the Rangers and the Devils. They're tied 2 games apiece. Actually, this whole playoff, besides Boston and Florida, really are mostly even up. But now Boston and Toronto both have a 3-1 lead on their opponents.
I think Carolina.
What was that?
Carolina against.
Carolina against Islanders. So, I mean, will it be something good if we get eliminated and we get to sit back and watch the playoffs for once?
Well, yes. Look, hey, I'm always the glass half full kind of guy, and I'm gonna say, you and I, and Shooter, doing what he's doing now, but we've been here for now 4 playoff seasons in a row. We've given everything we had. I just want to kind of be a fan a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You can roast me in the comments if you want, but listen, this team has done enough. How has this team not done enough for you as a fan base? Honestly, that's why I want to know. Whether we win or lose right now, this is still the greatest modern day franchise in NHL out of any of them. What we've done rivals all of those 90s and 70s and 60s franchises because parity is so much more. There's a salary cap. There's so many things that are going against us, and I'm still not done though. I'm not done, and the boys aren't done. I will tell you that right now. The boys aren't done. They're not giving up. They're not quitting. They're going to walk back in that locker room right now. They're going to look each other in the eyes. They're going to look each other in the face. And they're going to say, we let each other down. We let you all down. As a team, we let each other down for 2 games in a row.
Well, this locker room is full of experiences that have been there before, have done it before. You look at Toronto, they have O'Reilly and maybe Akari. That's about it, that have been in these areas before. So they don't have too much perspective on winning, what it takes to win, because as we all know, Toronto is a consistent loser in the playoffs.
City is still not going to finish, man. They're still going to be polite in the long run, except for their GM and their freaking coach. It's just been all whining out of Toronto, right?
Oh, their fans are getting worse than Boston fans.
Dude, it's pathetic. I don't even know how you hang your hat on that last win in the Game 3 win. How do you, as a Toronto fan, how do you hang your hat on a victory that you know that the referees literally gave you because of an early bullshit whistle on a very good goal? Although after tonight, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't an automatic win, right? Because, I thought 2-goal lead for the Lightning going into the third was automatic. We had a 3-goal lead going into the third tonight, and it wasn't enough. So, I don't know. I'm just a fan. I'm still just a fan.
The Lightning have succeeded when they have stopped the opposing team superstars. They have failed when they can't stop the superstars, like Colorado last year. You cannot let Matthews and O'Reilly and Tavares score like that on you. It has to be the other players. Every year we've won the Stanley Cup. Look at the players that have scored against us. It's those unsung heroes. It is like the Nick Paul last year, Game 7 in Toronto, where it's not one of your big guys. You've got to get back to that. You have to get back to shutting down Matthews, Marner, Tavares, O'Reilly. You got to get back to that. Whether you have to scramble those lines up and have the biggest Yahtzee game ever in the life and just throw some numbers on there, then do that. But you're going to have to figure it out, and you have one game to do it.
Well, like you said, it's one game by game. The one thing I'm going to give a little bit of credit to, once again, is Donnie. Yes, your GM is a D-bag for arguing with Lightning fans. That's a Bush League douchebag thing to do as a GM. You don't go back at opposing teams' fans and use the explanation that he did. You sit back and you orchestrate your team through confidence and calm and collective moves. That being said, I still think that this team hasn't made the right adjustments. Dunker needs a little bit of a look in the mirror, right? Just a little bit. Just to be like, okay, I've trusted these guys. I've trusted the process. The message that I've given them is what's made them champions. And that's absolutely true. That's absolute truth. John Cooper's message is what made these guys back-to-back champions. Made them 3-time Stanley Cup final appearances. That being said, I think it's time for him to go in there and just blow the entire locker room up, right? Blow it all up. We talked about it. Let's put Hagel back on that top line. Let's put Stamkos, Cirelli, and Killorn back together. That might be one of the most cohesive lines in the entire NHL in the last 15 years. Those three guys, they just know each other innately. When Hagel is ready. Hagel is ready to explode. You just got to put him in the right place to do it.
You know, and someone on Facebook said, Toronto just won 3 games in a row. Why can't Tampa? It's true.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's true.
Yeah. Once again, all the pressure is on them. Honestly.
No, I think it's about a 50-50 now.
We're playing with house money. Nobody expected us to get past the Leafs in the first round, period. Everyone's picking, even our own local radio DJs, we're picking the Leafs to win this series.
Well, right now we can see why. It was a good decision.
Right. When you blow back-to-back leads at home, I'm not going to disagree. But I will say the pressure is still on them to close out the series because they haven't done it. They haven't done it. What is 3 games in a row to a team that doesn't know how to finish out a series?
But on the other side of the glass half empty, Tampa is known for allowing teams to do their first of many things. So if there's a team that's going to allow a first to happen, it's going to be the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, well, I will say, if Tampa was the same team they were last year, it's a stranglehold right now in this series. It's the opposite way, 3-1. 3-1.
Oh, yeah.
No, in the last 3 seasons, it's a different team. I still will never give up on this team having the ability to turn up the dial when it matters most. But at the same time, man, we're up against. I don't know. I've said all season, man. We're gonna be up against destiny. We're up. We had our destiny. Now they're having their destiny, right?
No, the Bolts don't fly out until Wednesday at 1:00 to head up to Toronto for Thursday night's game. We know it's going to be Thursday. It's going to be Thursday, 7:00 game. So Lightning need to figure it out.
I'll be at Northdale one more time at the Drinks on 9. Hopefully we have it in us. I'm never gonna give up on this team. I'll be a pragmatist, but I'll never give up, man. This team knows how to win when the chips are against the wall. We still have a core. We still have veterans on this team that know what it takes to win a Stanley Cup. And the Leafs are known for blowing series clinching games. They're known for that. First round fandom, right? So
I will say, I'm right. Blowing a 3-goal lead with 10 minutes is enough to let. I agree. And
Yeah.
when I was just looking at interviews in the players' locker room, they seem defeated, but they're also veterans and they've been here before. So it's going to be how they respond to this. We saw after last game, I thought they responded better this game than they did last game with building the 4-1 lead. But it's same results. So they're going to have
to be coffee in that goddamn locker room.
I think that now they're going to have to say, okay, not only do we need to build that 4-1 lead, we need to keep it, and we need to just start hitting their players. And, when it was looking like it was getting physical in the first and the second, we were winning that battle.
Yeah, but we always go to the box. Ever since they started bitching about officials and blah, 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 they did it. Look, I'm not against
but then the third, when we started
anybody to win, but I'm not going to say that I've never seen a team whine more about the officiating and then suddenly get all the calls in their favor. Honestly. I thought they set a good tone in game 1, saying, hey, if we're going to play like this, we know you guys have a history, we're going to call every single penalty. And then suddenly, some bullshit media comes out about Wes McCauley, and now suddenly we can't have any traction and all the calls are going against us. And then every time, one of their players or coaches gets interviewed, they whine about the referees. Who doesn't whine? Not the Lightning. There's not a coach, a player, or some of us fans because we have to. But we don't there's no whining from that locker room, from that executive office. Even on the disallowed goal for point, there was no calling it out. The only response or rebuttal that Cooper had was whenever Keith started saying, oh, look what they did. They manipulate the referees. Well, if we manipulate the referees, I don't think we lose 2 in a row at home, right? That's all I'm saying.
And let's not forget that Hagel, the Hagel penalty shot tonight. We could be talking all kinds of different had that went in.
Well, and also, if there's I love a penalty shot unless the team's already on the power play. When the opposite team's already on the power play, that needs to be a matching power play.
Yeah, I agree too, because we end up missing.
Right.
We missed the penalty shot, and then we're still on the PK because he didn't score it.
Yeah. Well, right. But anyways, hey, I'll tell you guys right now. I'll be in Lutz for the next game. I'll be home and head high. I'll be out there having fun. I'm planning on second round status, so if we got to take 3 games to get there, I'm going to be there. And if we don't, I'm going to be here right now wrapping it up with my boy Thomas Schooley. And we're going to figure out how to carry on the next season, because guess what? We're still one of the greatest teams and franchises in the last decade. So the Leafs are going to win one eventually, but I'm going to be here to pick up the pieces and start next season right again where I left off this year. That's what I'm here for.
So I put, I'm right in a little timeout for 5 minutes because I'm just tired of him. I don't know what kind of dick he's sucking on Samsonov, but I was tired of seeing it. And if he wants to come back, then I'll just kick him if he's going to continue.
Look,
Samsonov's given up 16 goals.
yeah,
Vasi's given up 19.
yeah,
So-
that's only a 3-goal swing, right?
That isn't owning. That isn't owning us when he's only given up 3 less goals than Vasi does.
Yeah. And this is again, we're spoiled, man. We're spoiled. We've loved the success we've had. I love the way we've built our brand, and I love all the fans that show up for us every game. But all good things come to an end, and then we start again. We start again, though. That's all I'm saying. We start again. So this window isn't closed. The door hasn't shut on us. It's just one team that has literally nothing to lose in the first round. And the Lightning haven't really seen that in the last 3 years. And even the Columbus game or series was, I think, more hubris on the Lightning than it was good hockey on Columbus. This series right now, Toronto couldn't go home. Even if they lost one game, it would be hard to go home. If they lost both games, they couldn't. They would have to just stay here and then plan the day of and plan and leave right away. That's how bad Toronto sucks. Guess what? We live in Tampa Bay, baby. And this is it. This is my final thought of the evening. We live in Tampa Bay. We had a couple thousand people on the plaza in lawn chairs, not nut to butt, standing for 3 hours like Leafs fans and sardines. No, we are the Thunder. We are the relaxed, understanding fandom. And I hate to be on the history books of Toronto finally winning their first round matchup, but who else would it be? Because we are the best. And they live here anyways, don't they? Don't they? Yes, they mostly do. At least half the year. So I'll take their money. I'll let them have their win. And then I'll take a long summer season and we'll come back better and stronger than ever. If that's the case. Right?
Yep. So anything else before we get out of here?
I'm still shocked, honestly. I'm going to be honest. I'm a glass half full guy, but I'm still shocked that we lost both these games in the last minutes of the third period. I'm shocked. It's not about one guy being gone. It's about a mentality of a team not being as strong as they were the last 2 years. That's what I think.
Yeah, my feeling is it's one series games now. You gotta take one at a time. They can't be looking for at game 7 right now. They have to just take one game at a time. Like I said, people are commenting Toronto just won 3. We can win 3. In my heart, do I feel like what have I seen on the ice? Do I think they can do it? No. In my heart, do I feel they can do it? Yes, they have enough veterans to be able to do that. It's now do those younger guys listen to those veterans and take their advice and get it? Does some of those veterans do what's best for the team and say, hey, let's do it this way? Does Coop recognize some of these matchups and make some changes? We do know that, Leafs get last change in Toronto, so they're going to be able to do the matchups they want. So we're going to really have to maybe separate some people to get players we want on Matthews, players that we want on Nylander, on O'Reilly, on Tavares, and we might have to mix those up. Does Coop go back to Isimont? I think he might. He's got a lot of grit in him. He's got a lot of speed in him. Yeah. As much as I like Belly, and Belly's actually been pretty good on the face-off. I think maybe getting that little speed with Isamont might help in there.
Yep. Well, hey, we got one more minimum, right? Thursday night. Or, wait. Yeah, Thursday, right? Yeah.
Thursday
at 7. I'll be in Luke's at Drinks at 9. Come hell or high water. Luckily, I'll be there, and we'll be here. Hopefully, no more technical difficulties, and no matter what, we're not going anywhere. We'll see you next season.
All right. So sign us off. I'll hit the outro.
Hey, man. Fans, friends, countrymen, this has been We the Thunder. Let's hope we'll be the Thunder in the next game.